Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be able to take assembly today, and it's even more exciting for me to be doing this because in August I'm coming to live in Budapest and become the new principal at BBIS after Miss Fairs hands over to me, and I'm very excited about it. Really looking forward to it. Thank you very much for all these great questions that you sent to me. They really are fantastic, and I'm going to try and answer a few of them now in our assembly, and I think I've picked about 10 that I hope to try and talk about with you. So here we go. Here's our first one. It's from Hyun-Soo and Leonard in 3LW, and they say, why did you choose to come to BBIS? Well, do you know, I was thinking about becoming a principal again, and somebody contacted me and said, hey look, there's this great school in Budapest and they are going to be looking for a new principal and you might want to come and have a look and see what you think. So I got on an airplane, flew down with Mrs. Porritt, and we had a look around the school and we really liked it and we loved meeting you, and we thought, actually, do you know, this is great. So I really hoped that when I had some interviews that the trustees who make the appointment would choose me, and they did, and that's great. So thank you for that question. Leonard in year 6 is saying to me, are you strict? Well, that's a really great question, Leonard, thank you. The answer is yes and no. I'm strict about some things, but not about others. One of the things I'm strict about is presentation, and I absolutely insist on a really tidy, smart school, and I expect all of the students to look smart all of the time, whether they're doing PE or any other lessons. Uniform is really important. I will look smart, all the teachers will look smart, all of you guys are going to look smart, because people who look smart think smart, and that's what makes the school really smart, obviously. I'm strict about respect and treating people with fairness and equality. And I absolutely don't like it when students fall out with each other and are unkind. So if you think about it like this, if everyone behaves respectfully and does the best they can, and we don't really need to be that strict, do we? Because we're going to have a wonderful school full of great students who behave fabulously. And you know, it's easy for principals to make people behave. But that doesn't make a great school. A great school is where students behave because they want to, and they choose to, and they do the right thing. Okay, here's a question from Laura in MYP2. And she says, what would be one thing you would change about the school? And I think that's a really brilliant question, but I'm going to answer it, Laura, by saying I don't know yet. What I'm hoping is that when we arrive and we get to know you, and I find out who you are, we can talk about this. In fact, with the student council and with all of the students, we can discuss what is it we want to do together in the school. So I don't know what we might need to change at all until I've learned something about your school. Now, Robert in MYP3, he's asking a great question here, which he says, what do you think of what is going on in the US? I'm really pleased you've asked that question. Because, you know, one of the things that's really important about being a student, especially if you're doing an IB course, is that you're thinking about what's going on in the world. There's no point in being good at stuff if you don't make a difference in the world. And I'm a bit sad right now, actually, to be honest, that there's so much anger and so many people seem to be arguing about all sorts of horrible things with each other. And I think that that's not right, and we should not do that, and we should try and get on and be respectful. But I also think that it's easy for us in our school to say, oh, look at them in the US, isn't that bad? When actually we need to first look at ourselves and make sure that we are respectful and we are being kind to each other and we are modelling, showing an example of how it should be. If we get that right, then I think that will be really helpful. Okay, here's the next question, and this is from Vincent in MYP1, and he says, where do you want to see the school in 2 or 3 years? Well, that's a really good question, actually, and it's a very long answer, but simply, I think it would be great if we build on what you've already done. And in about 3 years, we can say we are the school in Budapest that everyone would really want to go to. It's the preferred choice. And it's a school where students come first. And the sorts of things that you want to do and learn and get involved in, we're helping you do them. Because the school is actually all about you. It's not about me. And that's the kind of school that I love being in and want to work in. Okay, and then I think it's Ale also in MYP1, sorry if I've got that wrong, says, what's the biggest challenge of being a principal? Well, one of the biggest challenges I have of being a principal, even though I've been a principal now for 23 years, is remembering everything. I've not got the best memory, so I need people to help me. And it's really fantastic when students come and say, excuse me, Mr. Porritt, you said you'd do this. Have you done it? Because that helps me remember what I need to do. So sometimes the biggest challenge for me is just remembering what needs doing, because there's loads to get on with, isn't there? Right, I've got a question here from, it's somebody in 1KH. I'm not sure exactly who it's from, but it says, can you play an instrument? And yes, I can actually. I used to be a professional musician a long time ago, and I still love playing music. Somebody else asked me what my hobbies were. Lots of you did. And playing music is one of the main hobbies, along with cycling and going for walks in the countryside. But playing an instrument is really important to me. I try and play every day if I can, and I've brought one of them with me to show you. This is one of my guitars. Here it is. There you go. It's really lovely. I love it. It's one of my favourites. And this is a guitar, and I suppose it's a she really. She is called Lorraine. Okay, Lorraine. That's her name. I think all my guitars have got names, but this one's called Lorraine. And when we get to Budapest, here's a challenge for you. You've got to come and ask me, why is your guitar called Lorraine? And I'll tell you a really special story about why it's called Lorraine. And then I think the final question I've got is from Matty in 2VE, who says, what's your favourite colour and animal? Well, my favourite colour is blue, so I'm wearing blue today. My favourite animal is a goose, or geese actually, a flock of geese. And geese are fantastic animals. And here's a challenge for you. I want you to do some research and see if you can find out something about how geese fly. Why is that special and important? And what is it about geese that might make a school principal think they're really important? Okay, that's your challenge. And then again, next year we can talk about that, can't we? And think about it together. I hope you have a great summer and that you keep safe and well, and all your families are safe and well. And I look forward very much to meeting you in the new school year. Thanks very much.